Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be converting this Ultimate Sami Zayn, if it won't fall, pretty please, into an Ultimate Daniel Bryan. So we're gonna be torso cracking these, putting this Ultimate Sami Zayn torso onto this Daniel Bryan, and we're gonna swap the arms as well. So let's do that and we'll get straight into it. And as well, also, I'm gonna be hair swapping these heads since I have two Sami Zayns and I have two, one with the yelling with the hair messy and one with the straight face with the messy hair. So let's go ahead and do that. Okay, I popped the arms off, popped the head off, and we're gonna try and cut into this. So let's do that now. Okay, here we go. What you're gonna wanna do is you're gonna wanna turn the torso over to the side here so you have that slit showing. You're gonna take your knife and you're just gonna try and just pry that open. Just try and get the knife in between that crack there. So as you can see, trying to get that in, and it's okay if it like scratches a little bit, as long as you try and get this to not be as damaged as possible, it'll be okay. Okay, we got that cut there. So now we're gonna take our tiny screwdriver here. I'm gonna try and just insert it in there and just pry this open now. There we go, we got the screwdriver in, as you can see. And then we're just gonna go push it deep in as far as we can.
What?
And as you can see, that's coming open. That's what we want. We want this torso to just come off like that. As you can see, it's split now. All we gotta do is just keep prying that a little bit. Just push it off, and boom, there we go. Torso has been cracked. As you can see, this is a different peg than you're gonna see on Daniel Bryan in the bowl, which we're gonna do Daniel Bryan now. So here's the legs, here's this. That's what we wanted for Sami, the torso off. So we're just gonna put this together for right now and just leave it off to the side. Really does not want to go back together. So let's take Daniel Bryan out of the bowl here. Let's dry him off. Just a little bit. Boom. Perfect. Now we're gonna do the same thing that we did to this Sami torso, to this Bryan torso. We're gonna pop these arms off because this torso won't need them. Put them on somebody else. But move it off to the side, take our knife, and then just repeat the process. Try to get it in between here. That was a lot simpler on Bryan than it was on Sami. I don't know why, but it very much was. So now we're just gonna put this in here, and we're gonna try and pry this off. Obviously you want to try not to break it. I'm not going to try to break it, but I don't really care for this torso now. I don't do elite torso cracks, I only do elite ultimate conversions. So it's really all I would need this for. The torso I won't need. So if it snaps or if it cracks, it won't be a huge bummer to me. But try not to break it. That's usually what you don't want to do. There you go. You can see inside there. So I'm going to try and stick this up front. Just peel this back as much as I can there. There we go. Boom. Got that out. And as you can see, these are two different pegs, so it won't fit correctly as you're going to want it to. So we're going to take this piece out and we're going to just see how it does try to fit onto here. See, it does not fit there. When you try and put this in, it does hit that piece there. So what I'm gonna do is we're gonna take our Dremel with the Dremel tip, and we're just gonna make a little divot for the Dremel to go into. So I'm gonna try that again, see how that fits. Where is it? There it is. Put this on here. See if that fits onto the torso now. Does not. I'm gonna try just shaving this whole part off. And there you go. I took that little lip off and I made that a bit bigger. See if that works now. Definitely fits a lot better here. As you can see, this doesn't fit perfectly either. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna just round this out a little bit more. Just lightly. Just go in on it and just round this. Slightly bigger. I'm gonna do the same thing to the inside peg here. Let me try show that off a little better. Okay, now we're gonna try and put this on and see how that fits now. Fits definitely a little bit better, stays on, and looks a little bit better now. So we're gonna put this here because we want that to work. Obviously, we want the torso to stay. I'm gonna try to make this just a little bit more deeper as well. All right. So now let's put this back on. Take this. You can see that it's now completely sunk into that divot there, and it'll sit and it'll stay the way we want it to. Which, there we go. Torso looks good. Torso looks good. Now we're gonna put the back piece on, see how that looks, see how it stays. So there we go. Torso does stay, but you can see the back has a big gap on it. So we're gonna try and adjust this back piece as well to fit onto this torso here. So there we go. We shave that out just a little bit. and I dropped it. Pick that up. And here we go. We're gonna just see how it fits onto the back now. There's still that gap because it's going to hit like that. So let me now we're gonna attach this, see how that fits. Does fit a lot better now, as you can see, pretty flush with the body. So let's try and put this together to see how it's gonna work. Torso, the back torso is right here, doesn't have to say, but there it is. Torso still works nice, not that loose or anything. As you can see, let me hold this. Not loose, still works very nicely, very well. There was a gap back here, which I'm not sure how I could fix that really. Maybe by shrinking the peg, by doing the peg differently. I've seen someone cut the entire peg off and attach it there with glue, but I'm not gonna risk that or possibly break the torso. So I think I might just live with the gap. I'm gonna try to fix it just a little bit more, but I want to see how this part attaches and why it leaves that gap. Because that attaches there and leaves that gap here. As you can see, because it tries to ride up to meet the torso there. So if I push this down, and I sink this in, it's because of this back area here. It's going to push it up, and it's going to cause it to ride up and leave that slight gap in the back. So we're going to attach it from the front torso, and I'm just gonna say Hail Mary. Hopefully it doesn't look that bad. But there's the front. Now let's attach the back one more time. As you can see, the front, it's completely fine, but in the back, it does leave a gap, which I am very unsure about why that happens, but it does happen, which is unfortunate. So I'm gonna end up gluing this, and we're gonna put the arms on and the head on, and we're gonna see how it looks in a minute. So yeah, I decided that I'm going to take this and I'm going to put this white piece back in. As you can see, doesn't fit in there. So I'm going to trim this down and try and replicate like this hole here, but on this side. So we're gonna do that. Okay, perfect. So we're gonna try and fit this in. If it doesn't fit, then we're just gonna trim it down and make it fit like size-wise. As you can see, this is too tall. So I'm gonna try and maybe cut it. Obviously, be very careful with this. So we're gonna try and just cut this plastic off. Try and size it right. Use gloves. I probably should as well, but I don't have any, so we're just gonna cut. Especially when torso cracking in general, like use gloves, be careful. If you're a child, obviously have parental supervision, have somebody help you, but yeah. Just trying to cut that, but I don't think it's going to cut very easily. So I'm gonna try something else. Ladies and gentlemen, this might be the most annoying thing I've ever done, ever. Most of the stuff that you saw in the previous clips, it was pretty much outdated now. Like, none of that I really used, because as you can see, there's still a small gap. It won't close completely, but the figure still works fine. It moves around fine. And there is this gap back here that I mentioned before, and it won't really go away. I'm not sure how to get rid of that. But from a distance standpoint, for using a standpoint, it works fine. The inside of this torso is absolutely shredded to pieces. And I messed up here, this area up here, and I dremeled too much, and I had to put duct tape around the white peg to make it thicker, and it works and it moves fine and now it works and everything. And I'm very happy that I got it, because for a good minute or so I was very upset, and I was hoping that it wouldn't break and that wouldn't be the way it was. And thankfully it wasn't. I fixed it, and I'm very happy with it, and I got it. So, woohoo. But yeah, here's the Ultimate Daniel Bryan. I'll probably do some updates to this figure, and we'll make a video on that. I want to swap the kick pads and the knee pads and paint the crotch red once I get the unmatched figure with the ponytail head. The first Bryan Danielson from AEW, I'll get that eventually soon. And we're going to put the head and the lower legs on. And we're going to have an Ultimate Bryan Danielson. But as of right now, we have an Ultimate Daniel Bryan. I'm happy with it. It's a little wobbly, as you can see, but it's nothing that's going to break it or anything. It's just the fact that there's a gap here and it's a little loose. As you can see, look, it's the gap. If there was no gap, there wouldn't be any wobble, but it is what it is. So, yeah. Thanks for watching. I know it's not the best tutorial in the world, but it's the way I figured it out. So, yeah. I hope you like it. I hope you enjoy watching me fail miserably, which also I should mention, I did take this piece out. This was just causing a lot of problems and errors, and it wasn't helping me very much. So I just took this freaking hunk of plastic out. It didn't do much, and it made it a lot more stable, and it didn't elongate the torso. But yeah, thank you for watching. Make sure you leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye.